Bidoff and Imposter here. I didn't actually code this game. I'm not a hacker, but I did design it, and I've been outsourcing to have it made. So I'd like to talk to you about the design. So why did I make this app? A lot of current computer-assisted language learning is not really very good. It's usually just matching words together or multiple choice, so really not very productive. So often Japanese students' English level is not very high, and I think one of the reasons is because they've gone through their education using this kind of multiple choice kind of activity rather than more productive kinds of activities. Most current call doesn't really have gamified mechanics with rules and giving a sense of progression, so it's not that satisfying to use. It's often very ugly or simple. It's usually made by teachers on a very low budget. Then we have other word games that are made not necessarily with an educational goal in mind, and they can look nice and they can be quite well developed games, but often they don't have enough pedagogical support. So they don't have reference functions, they don't have review functions, they don't track progress. You can't choose the data that you're going to use in them. So, do you have the version? So I've made this game and I'll show you how it works. It's pretty simple. Here's an example. This data set uses, actually I'll go back. You have a choice of lists to...
Fatal error.
Fatal error.
Okay. We have a list of different kinds of word lists you can choose from. These are taken from the Quizlet website. There's a website called Quizlet which has millions and millions of different flashcard sets on there that you can choose to use in different kinds of activities, or you can make your own flashcard sets as well. It's very easy to make and upload sets of flashcards. So in this game it imports lists from Quizlet using their API. You can select which list to use, and play, and this list is capital cities. You have the hint down here. You have the number of switch to here. We have the hint down here, the number of letters in the target word. If you don't know, you can click to get a hint. Does anyone know the answer? Any chance? Anyone an expert on Liechtenstein? Sorry? Capital of Liechtenstein is, of course... Bill?
No, Europeans.
Vaduz, okay, right. So you can select these. You can click them one by one, or you can drag. Of course, it's simpler on the iPad. Monaco, capital of Monaco?
Monaco.
Yes, very good. Also, if you make a mistake, it will also show you the further hints as well. Maybe I'll pass that around, and if you haven't had pizza recently, have a go.
Oh, Greece. Okay.
Greece, we're going to stick pizza on it now.
No, Greece, I mean, it says Greece.
No,
because
so, from Greece.
Ah, that's why I gave
well
it to
done.
you, of course.
You give me the easy one like this.
Yeah, it's very intelligent, it knows where you're from. Is that?
Yeah.
Also, we've got the target score there. We want to get past that score to get to the next level. Vatican City, another easy one. Vatican City.
Usability problem.
Yes, yes.
I found Athens, but it doesn't change. What should I do?
How to go to the next one?
You didn't find it.
What?
It's there, but you still have to put it in. So if you've been told, also from here, we can't do it, we can't spell it out with adjacent letters. So you'll need to go to here. They have to be next to each other to spell it out.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
So
Okay, good.
they'll go there. And then see. Yeah. Anyone from Liechtenstein? Okay, let me
Alright.
Belarus, anyone?
Minsk.
Minsk, good.
So it was usability code. That's what you recommend.
Yes.
Okay, we can see the stars at the bottom there disappear. Bosnia Herzegovina is Sarajevo. Okay, we have a few distractor tiles left at the end so that the last word is not just sitting there and obvious. At the end of the game, you get to review any of the words that were in there. You can see they've got different ratings. So they start at a yellow rating. If you make mistakes or needed hints, then they go down ratings and those will reappear in subsequent games. If you get it, then it goes up to green. It's not going to come back in the game because you know it already. You don't need to do it again.
For some reason. Can it explain? So some rule that we don't know.
Here is the search Quizlet function. So from there you can search for any kinds of flashcard lists, English, Spanish, any topic at all. They've got millions of them there. Okay. Questions? Thought we might just go straight to questions. As English teacher, I gave you some suggestions in case you're shy or need ideas. There's some different topics you can.
Is this used actually somewhere? It's in school or?
Well, it's on the App Store now, so yes,
So
it's
how
used
many
by a number of
users?
people. There's several thousand users.
Several thousand.
Yeah.
Is it free?
It's free now. Yeah.
No. You can't
Yeah, I hope to charge for it, but it needs to get some
Okay.
downloads first.
Do you
If
know
you-
what people use it for?
Mainly, well, I've sort of made it mainly for language learning, but it can be for anything.
Does it work in Japanese
Yeah, sure.
with Japanese characters?
Yeah, yep. You can. It's very good for for kanji compounds and that kind of practice. But actually, I've got a different app that is specially for kanji, which is a similar thing, but it has more reference telling you the details of the kanji and compounds and stuff like that. That's called Kanji Connect, and that's a better one, but it doesn't allow you to put in your own data. So if you want to put in your own data that you've done from looking up different words in readings or whatever, then this is better for that. Yeah. Who has an iPhone here, by the way?
It doesn't.
Okay, if you want to try it out, you can download it. It's free.
What's the name? Lex?
Lex Word Game. Lex Word Game. Good. Uh-huh.
So what's your future plans or variation, as you mentioned?
One of the problems with this is in marketing it. The main people who would want to use it now would be Quizlet users because they're kind of used to the Quizlet website. They know what sets they want to use and things. They're kind of already on board with using flashcards. But Quizlet kind of changed their policy after I started developing it. When I started developing it, they had a lot of third-party produced flashcard apps up on their website, sort of, and they helped them to promote them. But since that time, Quizlet made their own flashcard app and have stopped promoting any other ones. So I basically have to promote it myself. It's kind of hard. So I'm putting specific data sets in there, and I think that'll be easier for people to search for. People who want to learn Spanish, you know, have a fixed fixed list version with Spanish in there, different topics, TOEIC vocab for Japanese learners, and things like that.
Is there any way to measure the efficiency?
I would like to do some research in that. You'd need to do pre-tests and post-tests of vocabulary knowledge. Yeah, so you could.
Have you ever tried this like outside of application, just with your students, this kind of learning?
What do you mean?
Like before you made this app, have you tested this idea on people, like giving them this kind of games?
How would you do it outside the app?
I don't know. Just
Board games.
Board games, just with a no.
Or just a prototype.
No, but then I think a lot of the advantages of this aren't really shown through a board game, like the interaction, the flexibility, the kind of feedback and things like that. Yeah.
You are familiar with Hacker News site, right?
Sorry?
You are familiar with the Hacker News site?
Hacker News site?
Hacker News, I mean.
Not so.
That's what it is. There's a guy, actually, he lives in Nagoya. His name is Patrick Mackenzie, and he has a bingo card for the application.
Oh.
He has a very nice site about with let's say promotion and let's say marketing and promotion like hints.
Ah, right.
What he did with his own application. So maybe you find it interesting.
Yeah, right. Okay. Thanks for that. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot.